Okay, music fanatics and drama seekers, welcome back to the Real Music Observer. That would be me, Dave, observing real music in real time for real people, just like you right there and this dude here. So, what happened at the Journey Through Time concert on the ground? Yours truly has some, what I would consider exclusive information about all of the, shall we say, the degree of difficulty that this concert ended up being for those who were involved with it. These are specific details that you're not going to hear anywhere else. Uh, I've come under a little bit of fire and attack from mostly Steve Perry people, as I've outlined in the last video. But I wanted to give some perspective when people say, oh, Dean doesn't sound good, or Dean missed a note over here, or Dean's no Steve Perry, blah, blah, blah. By the way, I was told by somebody that I usually just say blah, blah, blah. So I actually did it there for that person so they could, give me a thumbs up next time, which isn't going to happen. So this concert was done through a promoter that is probably not going to be all that friendly to this lineup because this summer they've got to promote Def Leppard and Journey. Okay, so Live Nation helped get this event off the ground, and you'd be probably saying to yourself, "Well, that's good, right?" It's good, but they want it to be successful, but I don't think they wanted it to be extremely successful because here's what was allowed as far as equipment. All right. Number one, there was really no production as far as effects go. Uh, there were no in-ear monitors whatsoever. There were a couple of cheap floor wedges. That's what they're called in the business, floor monitors, and those are really tough to hear from. So you've got to listen to yourself play, and you can't really make out what you're playing. All right, and that's the truth. Dean Castronova was on a condenser microphone, which had lousy fidelity, absolutely no compression, no echo on that microphone. Whereas normally in a concert, you're going to get echo and special effects if you need them. In some cases, these guys use some kind of voice correction software. No way would Dean go for that. In addition, this microphone that Dean was using is going to pick up sounds from other instruments on stage, other sounds in general from the stage area, because that's the nature of the microphone. Now, he had to use this type of microphone because he was going to be on the drums and then he was going to migrate to the front and so forth, but the condenser mic is just easier for a drummer to use, and this is what the promoters agreed to as far as the equipment goes. The show ended up being 3.5 hours long. The band had 5 days to rehearse, 3.5 hours worth of material, which, by the way, the catalog was so extensive. You had things from the very first Journey album, all right, and then all the way up through Trial by Fire, all right. So you had a ton of material, and this band more or less was out there proving that no matter what you threw at them, basically in the Perry era and then prior to Perry, the Raleigh only era, this band could do it, and they proved to me without a doubt that they could do it. So these were some of the things, when people say to me, oh, well, you don't really understand how good Steve Perry is and this and that, and Dean is no Steve Perry. Look, again, I didn't make the claim. I said that Dean, to me, at times during this show, as I have said in other areas with Dean, is that at times he does sound like Steve Perry. I have people on Twitter saying that, but I have these resistant people that were looking to kind of, oh, well, Greg was kind of pitchy over here when he sang this song, and Dean oversang over here. Dean could probably barely hear what he was singing. So if he ended up over singing a part, which again, you'd have to cite the exact phrase that he oversang, and then I can address it. Keep in mind, if he did do that, there is likely an equipment related issue there. And you may say, well, why didn't they get better equipment? Bottom line, the promoter here is Live Nation, and this is what they were able to procure in their venue with their promotions. This is what they were able to do, okay? And I know that sounds, again, it's a benefit concert, so it's not like, hey, we can spend the farm. A recording crew, by the way, was in there. I had reports all over the place that recordings were being made and video was being shot, professional video and professional audio. The problem is with all of this is that the audio that you're getting from the soundboard, it's only so good. So there's going to be a lot of mixing. This probably isn't going to be the perfectly done live album. I think a lot of people probably really don't care because it was that good of a show. So I'm just explaining the degree of difficulty that was involved in putting this concert together and rehearsing and getting everybody off their schedules, dead daisies, and, Neil promoting, obviously, the sole promoter of the Journey and Def Leppard tour, pulling him off of that. And yeah, some people are like, yeah, Live Nation's going to be ticked off. Probably, they own everything, and Neil, I'm sure, is trying to more or less work with them, but there's only so much you can do. They more or less have everybody by the you-know-whats, and they determine who gets what and what gets promoted, and that's the bottom line. And for those of you who really don't know the inside of things and you're just shooting from the hip, making all these comments, well, take a breath, just like I did, all right? Okay, that's the video. Again, the degree of difficulty, very, very high in this concert, and look what happened. It still came off almost without a hitch. A brilliant show, one of the best concerts I've seen as far as all the footage I've been able to procure. But I can't wait until like a DVD or audio CD of this event comes out. Again, the Patiently Trial by Fire medley is just something that you've got to listen to if you're a Journey fan. Your jaw will hit the floor probably, and then, you'll have injuries, but don't blame me, okay? I'm just the messenger, all right? I'm just a guy on YouTube. All right, it's Dave. I will talk real soon again. You have yourself a great day. Check out my videos. Oh, and don't forget, Patreon, $1 a month. $1 a month to keep this channel on the air. The reason I need the buck is because YouTube, they've got this process that I've tried to explain to you. It's crazy how you get videos approved, and videos can go 2 or 3 days without any monetization, and it's kind of rough. All right, I'm done. Talk to you later.